Love you, bye. Love you. And there they go, off to school on this bye. On this very snowy morning. And it's still snowing a little bit. We got a lot of snow yesterday over the weekend. Our friends from Texas finally came, and we spent the whole day hanging out with them, doing fun things. There's TJ doing what all grown men should do, get on their stomachs and draw maps with 11-year-olds.
I'm drawing the character that lives in the map.
Oh, he's drawing the character that lives in Wyatt's map. Now that is a good idea, Wyatt.
We have to name him though, Wyatt.
Man, where does he live again? Belfer?
No, Belgar.
Belgar, right.
Belgar.
All right. Looks like you know what you're doing. And Priscilla and Sandra had a good time. Did you guys, ladies, have a good time?
Oh, it was great.
Yeah, we should have done some videoing. We went to a sourdough class that my youngest sister did. There was like 9 or 10 of us ladies. Had a lot of fun.
Looks like you're doing sourdough right now.
Yeah,
huh?
we brought our bread home, and now we're going to put it in the fridge overnight.
Okay.
Okay, now you know what your guys look like. Wyatt the Belgar.
Let me see it, Wyatt. Dude, that guy's good. Cool. A little bit of a monkey face, but very nice indeed.
Oh.
TJ and I are out here. Took our hops down. So we're using the old torch and burning them because they're a little damp. Drove up here to the top of the mountain just to check out the view. It was a little dicey. They did great. It was all I could do. I couldn't quite make it up there to the top. I did go as far as I could, and then I was just spinning out. So back down here and walked up the rest of the way. Didn't get any footage from up there, but really nice evening. Okay, well, today is Wednesday, and TJ and Sandra were here for a couple of days, so we just did some things with them, and TJ helped me take down our old hops from last year, so I appreciated that a lot. Got that all done, and now I was going to show you, and then our stove quit on us, so we went to town. I tried to jimmy rig it, but jimmy rigging didn't work in this time, so Priscilla needs a stove. She's a baker, and she needs to keep baking, so I just told her, you know, that's the second time I fixed it. Let me just try to get a new stove. So we went to town, and we didn't really have any. They were also expensive, and I was like, you know what? We talked about it. Let's just send for the parts, and I'll refix it again, and it's fine. So, but I wanted to show you what's happening right here with Justin and Ethan. They are making a mess. Look at that. They're just into making a mess. So, Justin, what are you guys doing?
We are making new outlets here, cutting them in the wood.
Yeah, so when I built the house, this was my first project, newly married, and grew up without electricity, so I didn't really think about, I didn't think things through everything. And one thing was I didn't have any exterior outlets. So the whole time since we've had our house, we haven't had any exterior outlets. So the boys are putting one in here. They put one on the other side of the porch for the grill, and then they put one downstairs for us. So Ethan's inside. Let's go check it out. There's Ethan doing all the wiring. They basically went from the inside outlet and went outside. So now they're going to be hooking that up, and over in that corner, they're doing one for the outside as well. Well, tonight we've got some friends here from Alaska, and we're doing the riblets, lamb riblets, and then we got rack of lamb. So we're going to flip these guys over. My first time making a rack of lamb, so I'm really hoping that they're going to be decently delicious. Four minutes per side. Okay, I think it's time to get these racks off of here. We got the riblets off of there, and now the racks. Ooh, they're gonna be good. Tonight we've got a really good friends from Alaska, Dave and Sue. So happy to have them. So Dave and Sue have the airplane that Justin and Ethan have been flying, so that's been really a treat to have them. And I just had to show you these this leg of lamb, or rack of lamb. It just turned out really spectacular. And of course Priscilla made all kinds of good stuff, but yeah, just really, really tasty. It's perfect. I'm hooked on lamb now. This morning we came down to our farm to market store with our highly valued guests. And we're gonna have some good coffee, some good breakfast burritos and sandwiches. Breakfast burritos, they're big enough for 2 people. Amazing coffee, Montana Coffee Traders. Good morning. Well, we are gonna start on a project that is Justin, Ethan, and I. That is one of those projects that's probably not a huge deal, but it is just a pain to get going on it. It's one of those projects that as soon as we came back from Alaska, I knew that we needed to get it done. So I'm in this room that's called a chocolate cave. Now you know why. We literally call it the chocolate cave. And I'm right now it's a catch-all room, and I'll tell you what I have to do on it. So when we did our floors some years ago, we put in this laminate that is actually pretty junky, but we didn't finish everything. There was this back room. We said, we don't need laminate flooring in there. We'll just keep it, paint the floor, and put concrete or put paint over the concrete. So that's what we did. But now since then, it seems like the concrete is always wicked slightly, and so the paint always feels a little tacky. And you set something down that's got a solid surface on it, and after a while, it seems to like collect some damp. It's damp underneath there, so it's just not going to work. So we have a diamond grinder, and we're literally going to grind the floor down in this room and in our furnace room both. Going to grind the floor down. And we have a dust shroud that we're going to hook onto our grinder with a diamond grinder, and we're going to hopefully suck the dust up so it doesn't just fill our house full of dust. So that's the plan. We're going to do that, and then we're going to have this Part A, Part B epoxy sealer, kind of like I used in Alaska on the floor up there, and we're going to cover it, at least 1 coat, maybe 2 coats of that. So that's what we're going to be working on, and now I'm going to show you what this room looks like. Utter disaster. As soon as we got to move everything out of here that's on the floor, and then as soon as we are done grinding, then we're going to move things back and rearrange it. This room is a mess. We haven't got anything done with it. We just left it as it is. So here's what it looks like. Don't panic. Yep, it's full of stuff. So we're going to move all this out of here so we can start working on the floor. So let's hop to it. Ethan's coming in with some tool bags, different things so we can get going on it. Oh, there's Autumn. She's making sure she's going to help. Yep, okay. Got everything moved out of here. You can see how bad that floor looks. Just really terrible. And it's if you try to clean it here, it just gets all sticky and smears around. It's ridiculous. So, yep, time to start grinding, see if we can make it happen. Test run. Well, Justin was grinding for a while. Now it's Ethan's at it, so let's go see how he's doing. Brutal work. Oh my goodness, that's horrible. Getting there. So far we've filled up 2 shop vac bags of concrete dust, and it's kind of dusty in the house. It's kind of not too good, so coming out with my blower here, I'm gonna blow this out again, and we got one more little room to do. Okay, that room is done. It's still got plastic on it. And now we're coming over in this room where the furnace is. And you can see it's just kind of icky the way it is. putting a ceiling over top of it, so just to keep the dust down. So see how it turns out.
So you saw me putting some bread dough together, and this is it now. It has risen about double in size, and I'm gonna have to put some slashes in it because this is French bread, and this is sourdough French bread. This is my first try at it, so gonna see how it turns out. And I didn't use just white flour. The recipe, I think, just used white flour. So right here is the recipe, and but I used some sprouted pastry flour. I think it had some spelt and other flours in it. So I'm not sure how it'll turn out, but it looks pretty good. And then I also made, and by the way, this is sourdough. All of this is sourdough. Then I also made quite a few pie crusts, sourdough pie crusts. And I put the rest in the freezer, and I'm gonna make like a pumpkin pie tonight. But I wanted to tell you about the cookbook that I'm getting these recipes out of. I've been having so much fun trying out some of these recipes. And Avalon has her first sourdough bread. She has tried out this recipe here. Let me see if I can find it. It's like a beginner's artisan bread, basic artisan bread right there. And it's basically my recipe, the same as my recipe. There's just a couple different ratios, I think. So it's very similar. But this recipe book, it was made by, she's related to my husband. Her name is Charlene Yoder. I think they adopted 3 children. But she put this recipe book together, and there are just many simple sourdough recipes. Like, it was just some of her regular recipes that she had, she incorporated sourdough. I would definitely recommend this book. And now the way you can get this book is by emailing her. So we will put her email in the link below, and she takes Venmo or PayPal. And the price of this is $30 plus free shipping, so no shipping. And then also if you buy 2 or more, they're like $25 each. So it's a pretty good price. So if any of you want this, you can definitely get it. Just email her, and she'll get right back to you. They make beautiful gifts. I've already bought like a couple and given away just because it's such a simple sourdough book. And also at the beginning, I don't think she actually tells you how to start your sourdough, but she gives instructions on how to take care of it and everything. So, and you can find out how to start your sourdough on many different like YouTube videos and stuff. But she has just, yes, a lot of good recipes in here. So check her out below. And I just took this French bread out of the oven. It looks pretty good, I think. So check out that recipe book.
Tonight we are having some poor man's lobster. This is halibut, excuse me. And we got some salt and pepper. Now we don't have, we have some salt and sugar. We don't have white sugar, so we have sucanat, which I hope that works. We have some lemon in there. So we're gonna boil that for just a few minutes. As soon as it floats, about 30 to 45 seconds, and take it off. And then we're pan frying the other side. This is some lobster somebody gave us, so looking forward to trying it. Halibut, not lobster, halibut. Right, so that's almost getting ready to boil there. And there is how it turned out. Looking pretty good. I guess we'll find out. And you made a casserole, babe? Mm-hmm. Nice. Tell me what you made over there.
Sour cream raisin and pumpkin.
Oh, delicious. Well, now instead of having that room a mess, it's gone into what's called the living room mess. So we had to move everything out of there. It looks like we're moving again. We got some storage dressers. Oh, there goes Wyatt. I mean, we moved everything out of there. Now it's just a mess. So that was really brutal. I should have had a better respirator. So I actually went to town and I got a better respirator now because I'm going to put some epoxy on. I got some supplies here. Respirators and all kinds of stuff. So yeah, that was kind of pretty nasty cement dust. So I'm going to see if I can get started and get this floor done. Got everything wiped down and going to get ready to mix up my epoxy stuff for the floor and get that put on. Okay, got this side done here. Let me go check, see how the other side's coming along. There it is. I hope everything's gonna work out and it's gonna dry and act like it should, and we'll see. Pulled more steak out of the freezer, and some of this was already thawing and some we pulled out this morning because we decided we're going to have Priscilla's sister and their family, the Mullet family, over for dinner tonight. So I'm gonna go back to my steak situation here to tenderize them. I'm hoping that this is going to work. Last time I used fine salt. This time I'm going with coarse salt. And I've got some ribeye and sirloin. And this is from beef that we butchered. It was from a bull, so he's kind of tough, and I'm hoping that this is going to help break it down. We've got about 3 hours till dinner time, so not as long as I wish we could have him in here, but it'll be fine. So we're going to use the coarse salt this time. Last time we used fine, it was real salty. So hopefully this works. We'll rub it in here in a second. And we'll see how it turns out. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit of KOZ rub on here. It's a rub that we really like. And I'm just going to put some on. I know I'm going to have to wash all this salt off, but maybe it'll kind of soak in a little bit. Then I'll put some more on just before we grill it. the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a lemon and I'm going to squeeze it over this steak to help break it down a little bit more, kind of like a marinade. All right, we'll let those sit for a while. Now I am going and I'm poking with these sharp pokey things. Some of our guests are here, and then I'm whacking them with my whacker. And we'll see how they turn out.
Yep, our guests just arrived. My sister Mary and family.
And
Some green beans with cheese on it. We have some, oh, it's steamy. Potatoes and carrots there that we're gonna have with ranch. And then I have some, oh, it's still very steamy. Some chocolate cake. I'm gonna put frosting on with ice cream.
well, there they are, all seasoned and ready for the grill. Let's go throw them on. Man, they look good. I hope they're edible and not too tough. So they got lots of seasoning. Hopefully they're not too salty. I just put on this KOZ rub. It's a really good rub that we like. And then I used some cracked pepper. Yeah, it was really good. And then there was just a little mix that Priscilla had kind of put together with spices. So we're gonna go try that. Throw them on the grill. We're wrapping up dinner here with Marvin and Mary. We got a few extra guys around here. Well, that steak was kind of disappointing. The flavor was good, but it was still pretty tough. And that salt, it just was too salty. So I don't think I'm going to try that again with the salt situation. I think I'm going to try marinating next time. So I don't know how we use coarse salt this time and really rinsed it off, but still too salty. So maybe you got some tips for me on that, how not to have it so salty. But we're definitely going to try marinade. A lot of you commented on what marinades to use, so we're going to try that. So Marvin and Mary, we've showed them to you before, but they have a YouTube channel as well, and you can see their sisters there, Priscilla and Mary. Look over here, Priscilla. Yeah, there they are. Mary, where can they find you on YouTube?
Mullet Family, Montana.
And I'll write it on the screen here so you guys know how to spell it and how to find it. But go check them out. They do homesteading here in Montana, similar to what we do, so they got a good channel. Go check them out. Okay, the band is about to start up, so be prepared. Hang on to your seats for some bluegrass tapping music here, folks. Everything down with a damp cloth and let that dry a little bit. Then I'm going to put another top coat on here.